Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen Hill for Sports Choice Plus, and I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering which coaching vacancy would you rather take, the Los Angeles Clippers job or the Houston Rockets job. Before I get right into that, we want to make sure you go ahead and subscribe right now to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates each and every time we have breakdowns here at Sports Choice Plus. Without further ado, let's get right into the debate. I grabbed a couple of topics and I'm going to be covering them tonight, and basically I said it at the beginning of the top of the video. It's going to be, what coaching job would you rather take if you had an opportunity, and would that be the Clippers or that be the Rockets? Looking at both these teams, you have a lot of talent on both of them. You have superstars on both teams. When you're looking at the Houston Rockets, you have James Harden, of course. You also have Russell Westbrook. You have these guys who have played together for a couple of years in OKC. Now they're together in Houston. You look at the experiment of what Mike D'Antoni had for a couple of years. You look at just overall, what is the plan for the Rockets at this point? You look at their current roster. They don't have anybody in that roster over 6'10". They don't have a lot of centers. They don't have a lot of different players that are big guys. So your work is kind of cut out for you. When you're looking at the coach that this team needs, the coach that this team needs is going to be an offensive coach, obviously, but he's going to have to put defense as one of those things that you want to do first and foremost. When you have James Harden, he's very coachable. When you have Westbrook, very coachable. These guys are, Westbrook for one, Speedy Gonzalez. He plays almost every single play harder than the next play, and he gives you maximum effort. James Harden leaves a couple of things to be desired on the defensive side of the ball, but offensively, possibly the best regular season one-on-one player ever. When you see how he can take the ball from anywhere on the court, score the ball, get to the free throw line consistently, at least 10 to 15 times a night, and score points in high volumes. You're looking at Kawhi Leonard. If you're looking at the Clippers, you're going to have to load manage. If you're a coach, as good as Kawhi is, his health is not 100%. We know about his knee issues. We know about just what he brings to the table of his demands and how he's only going to play a certain amount per year, and how he's going to basically dictate to you as the coach how he's going to do things. You look at Playoff P, Pandemic P, PG-13, all these names he's given himself, and you have to ask yourself, is Paul George an elite player still? I know in the past he's gotten the elite player title when he was with the Pacers, but right now, after what we saw in the bubble and after what we saw him struggle throughout last year, all year long, even when he was with OKC, he had a pretty good year, but that first round exit to Portland and the way that Dame hit the time clock on him and basically tapped his wrist and said, "It's time to go, fellas," that's the Paul George you have now. You ask yourself, is Paul George and Kawhi Leonard going to be a better job coaching-wise than you're going to have for Houston with Westbrook and obviously Harden? Steve Ballmer is a billion-dollar owner, and he'll buy you whatever you want. But you always have to be looking over your shoulder because he makes knee-jerk reactions. You're looking at just what Kawhi Leonard did and how he had a coach of Doc Rivers' ilk. Basically, he left him out to dry, and, you saw what happened, and now Doc's in Philadelphia. So you're looking at, a superstar who's potentially calling the shots from the back, from the bench, basically, and he's not really having your back. So you struggle with if this team is really built to win. You struggle if this team is really built to last. And you look at the Clippers roster right now, they have a little dissension in the actual roster and the players that are still going to be there. So will this be fixed in time, or will those players even be there to play with Kawhi or Playoff P? And I'm just looking overall at this. If I have an opportunity to coach either one of these teams, the less drama feels like it's going to be in Houston. The less issues feel like it's going to be in Houston. No matter where you go, there's going to be pressure in the Western Conference. But you have to think, with the Houston Rockets, do you have a chance to actually coach players that are going to be coached? Are you going to get guys that want to play for you and get guys that buy into your system, no matter if it's offensively or defensively? If you go to the Clippers, you have to do basically what Kawhi says. So in my honest opinion, I would want to go to Houston. And what I mean by that, while Kawhi and Paul George may be great two-wing players, I would much rather coach players like James Harden, Westbrook, who I can mold out a roster to be the rest of them. But those guys go full speed, 24/7, and they try to literally give you your bang for your buck if you're a coach. D'Antoni may have failed in Houston, but I will tell you what, James Harden did not give up on him. James Harden came to play every night. Westbrook came to play every night. And I can't say the same about the Clippers. Some nights it looks like the Clippers weren't even interested in playing basketball. And this is before the bubble. This is before any games were shut down. So, all you Houston fans, all you Clippers fans, get in the comment section, and all you NBA fans, tell me, who would you rather coach? Would you much rather go to LA, palm trees, sunshine, being in the cellar dwellers of the Lakers, and, or would you rather go to Houston? Leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for sharing in your Facebook groups. Keep on debating, keep the comments coming, and we'll see you on the next video.